We have different textures here, perfection. And hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making a keto oatmeal. So typically you see a lot of recipes with chia seeds. This one in particular is made with hemp hearts. So hemp hearts are 0 carbs. They're it's almost like a superfood. So they're really healthy, super filling and nutritious, and that's what we're gonna be using today. So I have this one here. This is basically what we're using. You can buy any brand. This is just what they had at my local store, but you're looking for hemp hearts. And if you look back here, you can see that they have 1 carb, but 1 of fiber. So it's basically 0 carbs. And it's super filling, and yeah, you can add this to smoothies, you can add it to a lot of different recipes, but in this case it's what we're using as our little oats. So let's get started. All you're gonna need is a little pot. This is gonna be made stovetop, okay? So it's gonna be super simple. We're gonna make it, and I'm gonna show you how I plate it, because it also just gives it like a different feel. You almost feel like you're having like a dessert, like a treat, and you can have it cold, hot. I personally like it hot, so you know, it's totally up to you. However you typically have your oatmeal, it's how you will be eating this, okay? So let's get started with our almond milk. So this is just unsweetened almond milk. We're doing 2 cups. Now you can always do half the recipe if you're just making like a really small amount, but this is great because you can also do it kind of like a meal prep, where you make your oatmeal and then you have it for a couple days. 2 tablespoons of our heavy cream. Just pour that right in. Okay, so this is a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. So here we have a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and you can of course use flavoring or your favorite extract. So then we have our xanthan gum. This here is a teaspoon. So we have a teaspoon of xanthan gum. This is gonna help thicken it. This is a thickener. So everything will be linked down below so that you guys can, if you don't have it already, you can totally just grab it on Amazon. Okay, and now we have 2 tablespoons of powdered allulose. This is our sweetener, okay? So now that all of our ingredients are in here, let's go ahead and cook this stovetop, and then we will finish adding our ingredients afterwards. So let's go. Okay, so now we have the heat at about a medium. We have a medium-high heat, and we're just gonna stir this until we see that it starts thickening up just a tad bit, and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, this is the thickness that you want it to be, okay? So it's not super thick, but it's a lot thicker than just the almond milk alone. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so now I've just mixed this together. What we're gonna do is add in our almond flour. So this here is a 1/2 cup of almond flour. Okay, we're gonna mix that in. And once that's mixed in, we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of our hemp hearts, okay? So here they are. Let's go ahead and add in our hemp hearts. And now we mix that in. Now, it totally depends on your personal preference. Do you like really thick oatmeal? Do you like it to be more drinkable? This is just more of a base, and you will decide what you want. But as you can see, this is the consistency of a normal oatmeal, and it will thicken up as it sets. So if it's a little too thick, then just add a little more almond milk or cream or whatever it is that you want to add. But let me show you how I'm going to plate this and how I typically like to eat this. Okay, so now this is how I usually plate my oatmeal when I want it a little thicker. If I want it more runny, then I just put it in a mug and I add some almond milk, heat it up, and it's so good. But so if you are meal prepping this, you would want to put it into a mason jar and then just fill it up, like halfway, so you can still add your toppings. But here is the way I usually like to plate it. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our toppings. I'll just go over them really quickly. We have just some nuts. You can use almonds or walnuts. I'm using pecans, and we have unsweetened coconut. As you can see, it's just finely shredded. Then we have some blueberries. You can also use strawberries or blackberries, raspberries. Then we have this is actually a blend of chia and flax, but you can do chia alone or none. Then we have some Chalk Zero milk chocolate chips. We also have this hazelnut spread that's like a keto Nutella. And then we have some maple syrup, okay? So we're gonna plate this. I'm gonna show you how I do it. So we're gonna start off with our little chocolate chips. So we're just gonna put a little here on the corner. I'm gonna try and make it nice and pretty for you. Okay, so this is obviously completely optional, but this is my favorite syrup. It's a maple syrup by Chalk Zero. Let me show you how thick it is. And I'm actually gonna put it over our berries here, just to add that sweetness. And yeah, let's go into the taste test. Look at how beautiful this looks. It makes you feel like you're having this like fancy breakfast, one of those things where you just wanna sit there, enjoy it, appreciate it, and then dig it, of course. But we're just gonna get a little bit of everything because we have different textures here. We have a little bit of coconut, our Nutella, well, you know, keto Nutella. Perfection. And tastes like, honestly, it tastes almost like a fruit bowl. The berries, they're perfect. These are actually frozen, and I really, really like that. I think it just adds to like the texture, kind of like the experience, you know? But yeah, this is super filling. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up for breakfast. I probably won't have anything until dinner because hemp hearts are actually, they're just really filling and they're gonna keep me full for a long period of time. And then of course you have the nuts, which pecans have a ton of healthy fats. If not, you can use macadamia nuts, almonds. Any of those are just gonna help keep you full for a longer period of time. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this recipe. This is super delicious. It's kind of like a fancy treat, you know, a breakfast that makes you feel fancy, makes you feel really cute. You can go ahead and take a little picture for Instagram. Make sure you tag me on there so that I can go ahead and see it. But you guys are gonna love this recipe. Of course, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you do have your post notifications turned on so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you want a little bit more of me, then of course you can follow me on Instagram and also on TikTok. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and I will see you on the next one. Mwah.